decade, decade, decade. Let's talk about the word decade. The part of speech for decade is noun, and it refers to a period of 10 years. You often use this word in common usage when talking about a particular time span, such as a decade of peace or a decade of economic growth. It can also be used to refer to the group of people who were born or came into prominence during that 10-year period. For example, the baby boomers were born in the post-World War II decades. One special note about its usage is that decade often implies a sense of unity and shared experience among those living through it, so you might use this word to describe a decade as a time of change or progress. Here are 3 examples of using the word decade in different contexts. I was talking to my friend about our shared experiences from growing up, and I mentioned that it's already been 10 years since we graduated high school, which means we've now had a decade of adult life. My friend nodded in agreement and said that yes, it feels like just yesterday we were stressing out over exams and trying to figure out who we wanted to be when we grew up. In the context of casual conversation, I could say that the last decade has been an incredible journey for both of us. In a more formal setting, such as a speech or academic paper, I might argue that the current decade is witnessing significant advancements in renewable energy and sustainable practices, with numerous countries pledging to reduce their carbon footprint and transition towards cleaner sources of power. This shift is not only crucial for mitigating climate change but also presents opportunities for economic growth and job creation. The last few years have seen a notable increase in investments and research initiatives aimed at accelerating the global transition to a low-carbon economy. In the context of business or professional settings, I might say that our company's sales figures show a steady upward trend over the past decade, with key revenue streams experiencing significant growth and expansion. By focusing on strategic partnerships, innovative product development, and targeted marketing campaigns, we've been able to stay ahead of industry trends and maintain our market share despite increasing competition. As we look towards the future, our goal is to build on this momentum and continue delivering exceptional results for our customers and stakeholders. So, you know how time is measured in years, right? Well, a decade refers to a group of 10 years that fit together like a puzzle. It's a way to break down large chunks of time into more manageable pieces. Imagine looking at your life from a bigger perspective, not just thinking about what happened last year or the year before, but also considering what was happening over a longer period. Say, from when you were 10 to when you turned 20. That's essentially a decade. It's often used in historical contexts, like talking about fashion or music trends that lasted for 10 years. Or even personal milestones, like graduating high school and then entering your 20s. Definite. 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 Let's talk about the word definite. As an adjective, definite refers to something that is clearly stated, understood, or decided, leaving no room for doubt or uncertainty. In common usage, you'll often hear people use this word to describe a plan, decision, or piece of information that has been firmly established, such as the date of the party is definite, it's on Friday night. This can also imply a sense of finality or something that cannot be changed, like a definite conclusion or a definite deadline. One special note about using definite is to avoid confusing it with doubtful, which means uncertain or suspicious. They're actually antonyms. So, if you want to emphasize the clarity and certainty of something, Choose definite, but be careful not to use it in situations where there's actually some ambiguity or question mark. Here are 3 examples of sentences using the word definite in different contexts. I'm glad you could make it to my wedding. And I'm definite that we'll have a fantastic time celebrating with our friends and family. We've planned an amazing reception at the hotel downtown. The context is informal, as it's part of a conversation between 2 people getting ready for a wedding celebration. However, the conference schedule is looking quite packed, so I'm afraid we need to make definite arrangements for our keynote speaker to arrive on time. Or they won't have enough time to present their research findings. Can you please confirm with them and get back to me? Here, the word definite implies a sense of certainty or finality, which is fitting in an academic or business setting where precision is crucial. In this case, I'm definite that we've found the right candidate for the job opening. They have all the necessary qualifications and experience, plus a glowing reference from their previous employer. The context is formal, as it's part of a professional evaluation or assessment process where a decision needs to be made with confidence. When we talk about something being definite, we're referring to a quality that indicates a clear and specific answer or result. In other words, it's a way of saying that you can be absolutely sure or certain about something. For example, if someone asks you your name and you say it with confidence, that's a definite answer. There's no room for doubt. Main characteristics of definiteness include being precise, clear-cut, and unambiguous. It's similar to concepts like certain, sure, or positive, all of which convey a strong sense of confidence or conviction. In terms of how it's used, we often rely on definiteness in everyday conversations to avoid misunderstandings and ensure that everyone is on the same page. So, when you're talking with someone and you want to emphasize your point or provide a clear answer, using words like certainly, of course, or without a doubt can help convey your meaning with confidence. Deny. 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 So, let's talk about the word deny. The part of speech is a verb, which means it's an action word that tells us what someone or something is doing. In common usage, to deny means to refuse to accept or acknowledge something as true, real, or existing. For example, if someone says they saw you at the party last night and you didn't go, you could say, I deny being there. It's like saying, no, I wasn't. You can also use deny to mean refusing to admit or confess to something. Like if someone accuses you of doing something wrong. For instance, I deny taking your money, which means I didn't take your money. That's not true. One special note about the word deny is that it has a slightly stronger connotation than just saying no or not true. It implies a sense of certainty or conviction in what you're saying. Like, I know I wasn't there, or I'm positive I didn't do that. In a formal setting, you might say, the police investigation concluded that the defendant's claim of innocence was denied by the evidence found at the crime scene. This is because deny means to refuse to accept something as true or genuine. Here, the context is a serious and official investigation where facts must be accepted as proof. In a casual conversation, you might hear, my friend said she lost her phone on the way home last night. But when I asked if that's what really happened, she just laughed and said I was denying it, like, no, I swear. Here, deny is used to imply that someone is unwilling to accept a certain explanation or reality. The context is a relaxed chat between friends where humor and teasing are common. In a business or academic setting, you might say, The study's findings were denied by the pharmaceutical company, claiming their new medication was safe for long-term use. This usage implies that something, in this case, the company's claim, has been rejected or proved false through evidence or research. Here, the context is a professional discussion where facts and data are paramount. When we say that someone denies something, we mean that they strongly disagree with an idea or claim made by others, and they're saying it's not true. The main characteristic of denial is that the person isn't just not convinced, they actually believe the opposite. It's like when you think someone else has gotten your favorite food at the cafeteria, and you know for a fact that you ordered it last. You'd say, "No way. I'm sure I got it." That's denying what the other person is saying. This concept is similar to disagreeing or contradicting, but denial is stronger. It's like saying the opposite of what someone else has said, and being very confident about it. People use denial in conversations when they want to set the record straight, especially if they feel their statement or actions have been misunderstood.